Hello, my name is Mr. Prasad. This is my interview. My name is Prasad. Alright, we are going to today I would like to thank Mr. Prasad to agree in doing this interview with me. I am from Group 4, which is the grades, and I would like to interview him for his insights about coffee and his life. So let's begin the question.
Hi Vishnu, thank you for bringing me here. How can I help you for coffee?
Yes, so the first question is, may I know how old are you turning this year?
Well, I have turned 26 this year on June 3rd, so I guess I'm pretty old enough for me to know about coffee.
Wait, not to the coffee question yet. Let me get to know about your background and insight.
Okay, sure.
So let me go on to the next question. What is your current marital status?
I'm currently single.
Anything else?
Besides that, I have a girlfriend, so yeah.
Where do you currently reside in?
I live with my parents, which is in Ampang.
Where were you before that?
In Ampang for the past 18 years.
Okay.
But before that, I was from Nilai, and then before that was from Wangsa Maju and all that.
Okay, understand. So what is your ethnicity?
I am an Indian.
Oh,
Oh, an Hindu too.
nice. Alright, let's move on to the next set, which is the finance. So, should we get started?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So, first question is, may I know what field or industry are you working in currently?
Right now, I am a customer service agent, but I'm also studying aircraft maintenance. So,
Oh wow,
part time.
2 in 1.
Yeah.
Nice. Where were you working before that?
Before this, I was working in Maxis.
Okay.
That was also for customer service. Where, yeah.
So is that like your first job?
My first job would be in Alexan as a sales promoter.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That was started when I was 17, when I needed money. No one gave me money.
Alright. So that's why you took coffee, because to reduce your stress?
I drink coffee so that I can start my day better.
Oh, okay. Yes. Good. So how much do you earn in a month?
In a month, about 3,000, 3,500. It depends.
Okay. Like for every job that you have been through, or like the first job, what about the second job?
The first job, so the thing is, 900 ringgit for the first job is pretty much for me because at the age of 17, almost 1,000 feels like you're rich.
Yeah.
But then when you go to a different job, it feels like that money is not enough.
Okay.
Because as you get older, you want more things. You have to give something to someone that you love or whatsoever. So in that way, by making my day, it's a cup of coffee.
What about like you took the next move to your second job? What about that? Like how was the experience? Then why did you move on to Maxi's job and all?
Well, while working in the company, you will feel like you're getting tired of doing the same thing over again and again. Even though you're doing the same thing, it's just the company difference will actually keep you going.
Okay. So, what is your position in this current job that you're working?
In this current job, it's just a normal agent
Okay.
because I'm not seeking anywhere nearer.
So what do you do every day in the job? Like, what's your purpose?
My purpose is to handle customers in order for them to not have a negative feedback towards the company they are using for.
So, do you have any authority to make any decision that are related to your work for your colleague?
No, actually not.
Okay. Do you enjoy your job doing this customer service?
Enjoy it for the money.
Okay. What about like the job? Like, what are the usual customers you face every day?
Mostly it's all irate customers, which actually pisses you off all the time. So,
have you ever like scold one customer before?
Well, as much as you want to, you can't. So you just have to keep it yourself.
So that's like the life of customer service.
Yes, indeed.
Understood. So for the next question is your online behaviors. So are you active on social media?
Yes, I am. I am active on Facebook. I'm active on Instagram, so that I use that on my free time, and also TikTok. It teaches me a lot.
What about Twitter?
Twitter, not so much.
What do you do in like Instagram? Like what any influencers you follow or like?
As of now, I do not have any specific influencers that I actually like or follow, but I use Instagram just to pass my time because it actually gets you binge to watch
correct.
videos and all that,
All
right?
those funny videos.
Yeah.
Understand. So like, do you have any like people you inspire, like influencer in social medias that you like currently, or have you liked before?
No, I have not.
That's not like one, or like any funny influencers or content creators?
Content creators. Well, if I wouldn't say I have a specific name because I go with anyone who is funny.
Understand. So you don't have any huge fan on someone.
Yeah.
So the next question is, how will you handle workplace pressure when things happen to spiral out of control?
First of all, you gotta stay calm as much as it is, and also you have to like take a step back. Even if it's your fault, you can't like rush into a solution because that's the only thing that is gonna keep you providing money and all that, right? So in any circumstances, you just have to like um you eventually you have to face it, right? So
and
how you're gonna face it and how calm will you be? So in order for you to be calm, only then your answers may be right. Maybe, but can be right. So it can help you a lot rather than being in anger.
Alright. So what is the reason for you to consider on buying our go-to 3-in-1 coffee?
Well, it's easy to mix so that it's just a cup and fill in the sachet and hot water it is.
So what about like does it make your time much more faster? Or
Yes,
makes
indeed.
it easier?
It makes my time way more faster and it is more efficient. Whereby if you, let's say you get a coffee from the packet, right, without mixing anything, so it's like you need the milk, you need the condenser, you need pretty much a lot of things rather than.
So it costs more than the coffee itself.
Exactly.
Okay.
And also your time.
Yeah, correct. So have you had like 3-in-1 coffee before?
Yes, indeed.
And was the first?
The first coffee I had, I remember when I was 13, I hated it because it was so bitter.
Okay.
And
why was it bitter? And like
because coffee is bitter. Okay. So eventually, I mean everyone. So whoever drank coffee is bitter. So
people
you will get
people who see it as a sweet drink is like basically drinking milk.
no. That is because they need it because that's what keeps them going.
So they drink the sugar one because they can't take the bitter one, but they want to stay woke.
Sugar. Well, if you talk about that, that's a lot of things that you can talk about, which is bad, which is sugar and all that, right? So coffee itself is like a main thing that everyone needs as a daily thing. So 3-in-1 is like a way easier way to get a drink to your office or your work.
Correct. And you can like bring it there itself and do it there
Exactly,
itself.
right? So it's so much easier than you going to a shop and spending extra because you have coffee at home. You can just bring the sachet.
Yeah.
Might as well just do what saves you money.
So what do you think about people going out and buying all this like Starbucks, Blues coffee?
Honestly,
Why not they drink like 3-in-1 coffee or just do coffee at their home?
well, if you talk about that, that's called branding, right? So Starbucks has a brand of its own. So 3-in-1 coffee is like not as mediocre. They follow media, you know. So if let's say Starbucks has been promoting a lot, everyone's mind is gonna be Starbucks.
Yeah, so for them just go there and like take pictures.
Eventually they're gonna waste money for the same amount of drink.
Yeah, correct.
So,
and the same amount of taste.
Exactly. Starbucks coffee is just like it's just overrated. You know.
So would you like pick those type of coffee or like this 3-in-1 coffee?
Well, for satisfaction, 3-in-1 is just enough because it does the purpose. Coffee is coffee. It's just how it's gonna taste. If you want it thicker, just add another sachet.
Alright, let's go to the next question, which is, what activity do you like to do during your free time?
My free time is actually a lot. I like to. I'm an adventurous person. I like outdoor activities. So in order for me to get my day going, I really need coffee, or else people can be grumpy. So with that, it boosts my energy and keeps me going and let me do my things.
So like any coffee would help you, or like specifically black coffee where they say it's more healthier for the day and gives you more caffeine?
Well, it depends actually. Sometimes you crave for sweetness, sometimes you crave for bitterness. So it depends on your day how it goes.
Okay, besides coffee, like, what else do you do in a day, like in your free time?
In my free time, watch TV, make some time for myself, so that I can clear my mind for the pressure I've been going through for the days I've been working. Well, not everyone gets that, so I think I just use that for myself.
Okay, that's pretty fair. So, do you prioritize your family, work life, or your social life more?
Oh, that's a tough question actually.
Yeah.
So,
that's why I ask you.
as much as it is, being in a family is a necessity. Being in work life, you need money to support family.
Correct.
So family will be there no matter what. So you need money. No matter what happens, you need money. So you gotta work. Social life is social life.
Not really important, but like to get
you get
like a time for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, eventually everyone's grown up, so everyone has their work life more important than family. So social life is like lagged down to like 5%. Whenever your free time is.
Mere happiness.
Yes.
I understand. Okay. So, do you prefer spending more time with your family or friends?
When you call friends, they too can be a family. So it depends how you call your friends. So if friends is like family, then I guess both is equal.
So like
Friends and family.
brothers from another mother.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, brother from another mother, right?
Yeah, understand. Okay, so do you actively seek out new experience or stick to the one that you already know?
I actively seek out for new experience.
Okay, can you like give me an example of experience that you have done and like the example of it?
Okay, so for an example, which is like customer service, right? So each and every customer service have different experience, type of work, but in the end of the day, it serves the same purpose. So what is the difference is the way how you communicate with them for the product that you have not known. So that is considered as an experience. And also like,
what about the experience and like maybe your like free time doing things, like you find something else other than watching TV, like you go somewhere, you do this, you like traveling, like anything else?
Everyone likes traveling. So in order to be traveling, you gotta work. So free time is like work.
So like the new experience that you've been through is by working in new companies?
Yes, working in new companies is a new experience.
Okay.
Because you get to meet a lot of different people, so that's an experience too. And okay, so like when you talk about experience, right? So it's like you will eventually see it as you work there, because when it changes, when workplace changes, everything changes. So it's an experience for you, because if let's say you were to stay there and other person leave, that's an experience for you for them to leave. If let's say you leave, you make memories. That's your experience in that company.
Yeah. Alright. So next question is about like your worries and fears. So may I know what is the biggest challenge that you are currently facing?
Biggest challenge is that we are in this era where everything is being stuck to us, where nothing much is. I mean, yeah, exactly. So if let's say those days was hard, these days is even harder, where it's even harder for you to find a job, it's even harder for you to buy a house. So the fear that I face is that the future generation is going to be a bit more tougher for them to actually seek out more adventurous things, because every day people are creating something and it's going crazy. Like there's no stop. It's a free world, yes, but eventually something has to be standardized in order for everyone to be focusing on something. Instead, if let's say everyone is being wildfire, everything is going to be a disaster, right?
Yeah. So what happens when you're unable to overcome your challenges?
What do you do?
What actions do you take?
Well, I wouldn't take the situation like I wouldn't rush into the situation. I would like take a time, not too long, but it's just right time. You will know that it is, because your instinct will directly tell you what it is. I mean, you know yourself, right? So if let's say you don't, you feel like hey, something's gonna go wrong, something like that. So in that way, you will eventually solve the problem. Just to take the step back and look at the bigger picture. Don't see a picture in a closed box.
So put it up further and bring it closer. Understand? Quote of the day.
Yes.
Alright. So next question is, what is the biggest challenge in your entire life? Besides your current challenges that you face, but the entire life.
Impressing myself even more that I can't.
Okay. So you overcome it by that. Like, how do you overcome it? What did you do?
Talk to friends, get some ideas, and seek out for different ideas that people give. Not every idea is a good idea, but when someone gives you idea, just keep it. Sometimes you might use it. In that way, it helps a lot actually, without you knowing. So I guess that is the best advice that I can give.
So general knowledge and sense of humor are important.
Yes, indeed. If not, you're gonna get doomed by your own depression just for living.
Yes, true. So, has any of your challenges left a huge impact in your life? Name me one and the explanation. If you're best.
Can you repeat that question again?
Alright. So, has any of your challenge left a huge impact in your life?
Well, to me, yes, some, but as I get older, the challenges seems petty. So it's small because every day is a challenge. If every day you can stand up and fight, I guess anything is possible.
Yeah.
And in that way,
can you give example of the challenge that gives a huge impact to you?
Well, while playing when I was younger, when I got my shoulder dislocated, I thought my whole life is just over. Because everyone tells that once your body part has been gone, damaged, yeah. It happened when I was younger due to rugby. So I thought I would be, to me when I was younger, I thought I would be a great rugby player. So till that happened with my shoulder and all that, right? So it felt like your whole life has been crashing. And when you get older, you think that this is nothing. So you can live your life eventually. So that will be the biggest challenge because the healing process is actually a longer time, and it's for you to go through it is actually harder than you think. So you're strong enough.
So like you tell you love to become a rugby player, right? So anyone you look up to in rugby?
Yes.
Any people names?
Yes, indeed.
Famous rugby players?
I really look up to Johnny Wilkinson and also John Alomu. So Johnny Wilkinson represent for England and also John Alomu represent for New Zealand. So these were the greatest rugby players of all time.
So what else your biggest achievement in rugby that you have been?
Oh, I have played in for Cobra. Cobra is one of the biggest Malaysia team. I played with them to the state where I went to Sabah for an international fight, which is 5 years back. So I would say it's pretty long history, and that's when I got my shoulder even worse injured. And after that, it was just like game over for me for sports. Ever since then, sports is just like I can't even do it. So just gotta live your life.
Understand. So the next one is about like, what is your who influenced you? Like who influenced you maybe in coffee?
Who influenced me in coffee? Actually, I read it online where it says coffee helps you stay awake. So to be honest, it doesn't, because I have been drinking coffee and I'm able to sleep. So I guess coffee is just something that it helps you with your soul instead of your mind. Because if you want to sleep, you can sleep. You don't need coffee.
Understood. So like besides coffee, who influenced you like to play rugby? Like you can't just like go somewhere and just suddenly play, right? Like someone would have like called you or showed you something related to rugby.
Well, everyone was like crazy into sports when we were younger, right? So everyone's choice was always football because it was like too mainstream and everyone likes football. So I was one of the few who liked something out of everyone liking, which is rugby, and not everyone actually enjoy it because it's actually a rough game. And I enjoy it because it's fun and it's not actually rough if you play it right. So I would say to everyone, you can try rugby. It's not bad. So yeah.
So besides rugby, what else sports do you play?
I swim. I play badminton. Well, here and there futsal. Yeah.
Nice. So next question is like, what is your common dislike product that you ever seen, or like you when you see it, you like, no, this is not worth it, or like product.
Product with brands. So all the big brands, it's just for the name. Everyone's being fooled for that. So you can buy cheap and still live a normal life.
Yeah.
So yeah, in that way, like people talk about iPhone, and Samsung and all that, right? Everyone can be using a good technology as like everyone. I mean, nowadays all this new technology has been coming up, like Huawei and so on, like Oppo. So like I'm pretty sure like there's a new phone called the Nothing. So that's a good phone compared to an iPhone.
So like, has there been an unpleasant experience based on what you have said previously, like regarding the product, like you have bought or purchased or seen?
Yeah, I mean, okay, so if you think about iPhone, right? It's targeted for the rich. So why I say that is because everything has to be paid for. Even though you buy the phone, nothing is yours. The cloud is not yours. The charger is not yours. You had to buy it, and it's pretty sad, like how product is being produced. Like you have to buy everything separate.
Just because of their brand.
Yeah. So they are making their brand as a thing that people have to go through their daily life.
So like, which phone would be like reasonable or affordable to use and to buy?
Nokia.
Nokia.
Everyone knows Nokia, right? So yeah. And well, I'm not saying their phones are bad. It's just that the marketing skills is, I mean, the way how they're selling their products is actually pretty sad because you have to buy everything separately. Everyone is like, and plus due to the pandemic, which has happened, everyone has lost a job. Even through that, everyone is still buying new stuff because why? Everyone has to get into the media, and I mean the stereotype. Everyone wants to be famous, using what famous people are using and all that. It's kind of sad how business is actually making money in this.
So like, who inspire you the most?
Who? That's actually a very tough question. Actually,
Could be anyone.
Could be anyone. Yes, I know. Well, the person who inspired me the most is actually the founder of Dyson. So he went through hell. So I would actually want to be something like him, but eventually.
What do you mean by he went through hell? Like what happened?
Okay, think about it this way. You created a product where you want to share to the whole world to use it, right? And instead of that, your own company backstab you and throw you out of that, where you get nothing. You basically lose everything. And then Mr. Dyson, where he invented something which is so great, where no one actually got into. In that way, he is the best. So he still runs all over the world.
So like you said that like he inspires you a lot by the struggles he has been through and the comeback that he has got. What any like ideas that you have got, or like things that you wish to innovate and create that you want to do when you have the finance for it?
Of course, but that would be a bit of a secret. But I mean, if I were to say it, everyone would know it. So might as well I just keep it to myself. I mean,
I'm going too much of an insight.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. So the next question is, okay, so coffee is like the thing where you started and someone influenced you to drink, right? So what about like 3-in-1 coffee? Like out of nowhere, someone comes to you and say, "Oh, try this 3-in-1 coffee." Like who is the person?
It was actually my colleague when I was working in Food Panda.
What happened?
She saw me buying coffee every single time, so it's like a waste of money because you actually spend $4 in normal restaurants these days. So coffee was like a thing for me, right? I need to like keep myself focused and all. And since my friend introduced me that to this 3-in-1 coffee, which is like less than $20 for a week, that's a lot of saving, for the amount of coffee I drink. I guess it's worth it.
So like a packet of coffee with all the stacks inside, like it's more worth it than a cup of coffee a day?
Yes, because okay, think about it this way. If let's say you are willing to spend $15 a day for coffee in Starbucks, I would spend $15 a week for the packet,
Understand.
It gives the same result.
Yeah, true. So, what do you consider to be the greatest achievement in your life? Like things you have done, like you have achieved, like maybe you were happy with it, or you felt like you did great. It could be anything.
Well, what I have achieved so far has yet to come, but how I feel about myself is that I can do better for what I have achieved, and there is more to see in this world for you to achieve instead of what I have achieved, because what I have achieved has been achieved.
So give me one example, like what you have achieved. It could be in your sports, it could be in your education, it could be in your life.
Yeah, like what I have achieved is that I was one of the person who got selected for playing Malaysia team.
Oh, okay, that's good.
And
in rugby?
Yes, in rugby. So it was the biggest accomplishment for me when the age of 16, because not everyone gets the chance to play, and for an Indian to play in Malaysia, so it's a pretty big deal, because not everyone is being looked up to for that. And besides that, that was a long time ago. So I guess it's an accomplishment for me.
That time?
Yeah.
Alright, understand. So like, what do you enjoy doing during your spare time? Besides like, you have like free time. What about like the extra time you have? Like, what do you do?
I like to be on my own, because it helps me calm down more, and instead of wasting time.
Why calm down? Are you like angry all the time?
Not angry all the time, because you're always thinking, right? Because you're stressed in your head. Yes, it will be fun talking to friends, but as much as it is, it's just wasting your time also. Because you could be doing something else. You could have been resting, and not every time you can be doing resting and all that, but you need friends too. Not saying that you don't.
Yeah, understand. So next question is about like, how often do you drink 3-in-1 coffee when you start it?
About 4 to 5 times a day. I know it's a lot, but it doesn't stop me.
4 to 5 times a day?
Yeah.
Oh man. So like from like, what was the coffee brand that you were drinking before?
Before this
Like
was
3-in-1.
Nescafe 3-in-1, the original. And then since Nescafe has been bringing out new flavors, I guess, but you never know if you try until you get your own favorite coffee, right?
Yeah. So you love to try ours?
Yes, I would.
And you should know that our coffee pack is more cheaper than the Nescafe pack.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So how much is it?
So like example for the Nescafe pack is about like below 20 ringgit, but above 15. Our pack is like $15 or below that.
Oh, wow. I would
Yeah.
give it a try.
And it will be like more pack inside, like 20 plus packs.
That's interesting. I mean, because everyone gives 15 sachet to 12. So I guess 20 is actually a lot.
Yeah.
So why not?
So what do you usually do when you're bored?
When I'm bored,
Yeah.
what I do is I go out just for a hike.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I like hiking alone sometimes with my friends, if they are free.
What hiking gives you?
It actually gives me a peace of mind, because you hike for no destination.
So you just like want to get lost in the jungle.
It's not getting lost in the jungle. It's just getting out of everything.
Jinx. So, do you make coffee at home?
Yes, I do.
Or do you just like go to any like Speed Mart or 7-Eleven and just do coffee there?
No, I actually buy it and then do it at home before I leave anywhere.
And do you like bring extra packet in case that you want?
Sometimes yes. I keep a extra few sachet in my bag just in case.
Right. So, do you prefer buying coffee through online or going to the cafe or store to like feel it and like see everything about it, then you buy it, or you just buy it online like randomly as long as it's 3-in-1 or like normal coffee?
I would rather buy it face to face because I like to see what I buy instead of like I like to feel what I buy instead of like seeing and then not knowing what you're gonna get into. Yes, it is convenient, but it's to my own convenience. Buying it yourself is way more easier than
Ordering it.
yeah.
So like when you go to a store and you see like many brands of coffee, why do you like sometimes pick the same brand of coffee rather than trying new ones? Is it because like the way they produce it or like show it?
Not exactly. It's because, like I said, marketing. Everyone is talking about that, so everyone knows about that. If let's say no one knows about the coffee brand, so I guess no one wants to buy it unless they are willing to try something new.
So like so what about our coffee brand? Like, do you like how we package it and like?
Well, the packaging that you have shown is actually quite interesting, and also since you have said it is cheaper than any other coffee, so I guess I would try it, and if it's liking to my preference, I guess I will continue buying it.
Alright. So next question is even during the pandemic, that do you like go to the store and buy the coffee?
Well, yes, because
It doesn't stop you.
it doesn't stop because yes, as much as pandemic is pandemic, but the shop which you can actually get into buying coffee is actually pretty near, and since one person of the family member has to go out buying it, might as well take the chance and go in.
Okay, so describe how your daily life looks like as an employee.
My daily life as an employee is always stressful, because all you gotta do is deal with customers, and customers are not easy to handle because customers are always right, and you have to live with that, and eventually you have to lose to them. Even though you are wrong, you have to lose to them. So in that way, you have to like keep your mind prepared.
Even though you're right, like you still lose to them.
Yeah, because policy. One thing is policy, customers' right is customers' right. So if let's say customers stop using it, they might put it in media, and that's a bigger issue than we want to face it.
So like your daily life you go through is like when you wake up, you just like bathe and like take a cup of coffee and
Yes.
go to work.
Every day,
Feel the stress.
a coffee a day keeps the doctor away. It's like something like that. So it's like a coffee a day keeps the problem away.
Okay, nice. So, do you have any hobbies?
Yes.
Like besides the sports that you had mentioned?
I like playing
hiking.
video games.
Okay.
I like playing video games and also mobile games.
Okay. Video game as in like what video games have you played? Like you know like PS4, like PCs or the games inside it. You can explain about it.
Yes, I am very fond of playing with God of War. So it started off with PSP, and then with PS2, and then PS3. I played with PS4, but it's the same game. So I guess it's still fun to play. I'm not gonna say it's not.
Because of the new story.
Yeah,
PSP was a classic.
correct. So mobile games, everyone knows Mobile Legends, and since about Mobile Legend is that it's a online game, so you get to play with anyone. So I guess it's a fair play.
So it's about like the coffee that attracts you and many people because they promote and market through coffee.
Not exactly. So when I was younger, I used to play Dota. So it's like
Similar.
Yeah, it's a similar game, and I like the gameplay. So that's why I play that.
So what else hobby besides gaming?
Besides that,
Like you have said, like hiking or.
I like to drive for a long. I like to take a long drive
Hmm.
alone.
So that's
Sometimes.
part of your hobby. Like,
Yeah, it's all
how often do you like go for a long drive?
once a week. Well, as you get older, you don't have much time, so I guess when you have the free time, you can do it.
Hmm. Understand. So, what's your future goal?
My future goal
Yeah.
is to accomplish something that I never thought that I can actually accomplish,
Which is?
which is actually a lot. I would like to be in the civil aviation industry as much as it is, and besides that, I like to. Well, the future goal is to be rich. Everyone wants to be rich, so that is.
So what are the part of the ways that you are taking to be helpful for your future goals?
Well, if you talk about that, you have to see what you have to get in order for you to get into it. Like for what I want is CAM, right? So I need
What is CAM?
Civil Aviation Authorization.
Okay,
Organization, right? So in order for you to get into that, you need a license or a diploma and all that. So I'm currently working into my license right now, so which is actually a big deal for me. And yeah.
All right. So if you could have one job of any job in this world, what would that be? Like a dream job for you, like one job.
The dream job is to get paid while sleeping.
Okay, like
That's everyone's dream. I mean,
okay.
like that's my dream.
Like like some people like they work somewhere but they want to be work at a place where like it's more convenient and more salary or more nice.
I understand.
Yeah.
So in that
Like
point
you
of
said
view,
in like you want to work in this aviation field, right? Like they have their own companies or anything like.
in that point of view, yes, I would like to work under Rolls-Royce.
What about Rolls-Royce?
Rolls-Royce is actually one of the biggest manufacturing engine company for aviation. Everyone knows Rolls-Royce as a car company, but it started off with aviation instead. And right now, in the current standing, BMW actually holds Rolls-Royce.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
Without anyone knowing.
Yeah, I mean, even the people who buy cars also wouldn't know, I guess.
Because this is like the company holders, it's like not everyone would know.
Unless they pay interest.
Yeah.
Okay. So, this is like the last set that I'm gonna ask questions in. So, the first question is, have you purchased any product recently?
What kind of products?
Could be anything.
Yes.
Like, as long as it's a product.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, which is?
Cigarette.
Okay, cigarette. So, let's talk about cigarettes.
Okay.
Okay. So, what brand do you use?
I smoke Winston Light.
Okay.
So, I have been smoking that since I started it.
So, what's the cause you took cigarette for?
Well, friends.
Okay.
And influence with friends, and, thinking that it's just a try and error. So, I didn't know that I would be hooked to it.
Yeah. So do you think like the influence that you gotten is like a good thing or a bad thing?
It's actually a bad thing, like with coffee and all that. It's like caffeine, adding on caffeine, nicotine, and all that. So it's like without coffee, you need cigarette. I mean, with coffee, you need cigarette.
But you're okay with it, like you're fine with it, or do you regret it? Like, oh, why am I smoking it?
I do regret why am I smoking, but I'm not regretting any.
Okay. So besides cigarette, which is like you shouldn't be saying or interviewing about that, but any other normal products that you have purchased recently that maybe you liked it, or maybe it could be like a gift, or maybe for yourself, like any accessories.
No, I have not.
Like recent?
It's been too long for me to purchase anything. Yeah, I mean, I am not a person who shops a lot. So it's like I would say essentials would be my biggest thing that I purchase a lot because I like to keep myself clean.
What are the things that you purchase like to keep yourself clean?
Body wash, shampoo, deodorant, and all that.
So like what about the body wash? Like everyone have their own specific brands and why they choose them. What about that? Like, what brands do you choose?
I wouldn't see for brand because that's how they market their stuff. I would like to see the content inside it because what's good for my skin is what I'm gonna buy for.
Yeah, because not every brand is good for people, right?
Yep.
So what brand do you use?
I use Johnson Baby Wash.
Johnson Baby Wash. Okay, that's nice.
Good for the skin, no matter what you do.
I understand. So besides that, like what other products that you can say that you like buying in your daily life that you buy often, or maybe like once a week? Besides like cigarette or like shampoo.
I like Dutch Lady Milk though, and also I have a thing for T-shirts.
Oh, okay.
So T-shirts would be like any plain T-shirt. It's just it has to be plain. I mean.
So like you go hiking and all, right? So like you have the T-shirts and all, right? So what type of T-shirts like you wear, like jerseys and all? Like do you have any specific brands or like?
I do.
Things?
So like one of the best brand is actually Fruit and Loom.
Okay.
So this brand sells cotton T-shirts, and it's very durable. And yes, it's a very trustable brand that I would actually go for. Yeah.
So like about sports, like recently, have you done like any sports? Maybe like running or marathon or gym or something?
No. I actually. Oh, I mean, when you talk about marathon, yes, I have, because I did for the 10-kilometer run for the KL run.
Oh, okay.
During the pandemic.
So you are still keeping up with the athleticism that you have?
Oh yes. If you lose it, you will lose it entirely. So I guess you gotta keep on running. Don't stop.
So, if you have a quote of the day, what would you give people listening this?
Never stop what you're doing. Always remember that things can go wrong, but nothing can go wrong.
So like what happened? Like you were picked in Malaysian rugby player, and then suddenly things went wrong, and you still never give up in your life?
Yes. Thinking that I would stop because of the shoulder and all that. Well, you have other part of your legs. I mean, other part of your body. So might as well make that in use instead of making that into a waste of time.
Understand. Besides that, do you have anything else that you want to say about yourself, like the insights you have?
Besides that, no, I do not have anything else.
Like besides coffee, nothing?
No.
Alright, sure. Thank you so much for your time, and I really appreciate that you accepted my request to interview you about coffee and also about your life and insights.
Thank you, and thank you for your time for me to explain myself. And yes, it was a very nice interview.
Thank you.
You're welcome.